Nerdiest Kid You Know podcast. This is a little deal that I'm doing because, I mean, let's face it, it's a lot easier to do this than it is to actually record or, make a video. So I figured, why don't we just do a little audio recording? Guys, it's a big week in the world of Nerdiest Kid You Know. There's a lot of nerdy stuff going on. And I'll start with Doctor Strange. Okay, Doctor Strange is the newest movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's about to come out. It's got Benedict Cumberbatch in it. And, I'm sure that he's going to somehow marry it into all the Avengers and all this other stuff. But I don't know what to tell you. I hate to say this, but I just do not like Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is irritating to me. I've never really dug him. Look, I should say that I like him as a character. I like him as a guy that whenever everybody's having some problems, they can kind of roll up to his, whatever, the grotto or whatever his little house is in New York, and he can help him out. I mean, that's great. But as a standalone character, I can't get into it, I really tried reading the newest series, and I read like 5 or 6 issues, and the great people at Marvel Unlimited, I signed up for that, like the special VIP deal, and they sent me a few issues there. I'm sorry, man, I can't dig it. So I'm sure the movie's going to be great, and I'm kind of looking forward to the movie. As a character, I can't get into Doctor Strange. There's not a whole lot else I can say about that, but it'll be cool if there's any other Avengers in there, which I'm sure there will be. So I guess we'll see about that. A bunch of new comics that I've been reading have really been super awesome, and I'm looking forward to reading the next issue, specifically Detective Comics number 940 and Action Comics number 964. These are really great, and so far this DC Rebirth is kind of making me a believer. I've always really been a huge fan of Uncanny X-Men and how for the longest time they had the long lineage of issue numbering. Going all the way back to like 1963, I really dug the fact that you could pick up a X-Men comic, Uncanny X-Men comic, and it was on number 450, and you're like, oh, this is so great. I'm buying a really old comic. Same thing with Fantastic Four. I really like the fact that they had old comic numbering systems. Well, Uncanny really kind of downed me here, because on issue 537, just straight out of the blue, I think it was issue 537, they just said final issue. And you're like, what? And then the next issue was all new X-Men, and then after a while, Uncanny came back, but it was issue number 1. And they had 10 or 20 issues of that, and then they did another series. They did 12 issues of that. Very frustrating until they could finally find the numbers that they stuck with. I mean, I have a penchant for tradition here. So I was really happy whenever they kind of came out with issue number 600, which was it was like adding all of those, Regenesis issues and all this other stuff. But either way, they're back to issue number 14 or whatever, and it's hard to follow. But I guess that's issue 614. But what I really dig is that after the New 52 ended at DC, they came back on Action Comics and Detective Comics, and they went back to their original numbering system. So number 964 is really great because you can really get excited about really coming issue number 1000. I mean, that is a huge milestone. Action Comics going back to I think 1938, but I really dig what's happening there. There's a cool Batman crossover going on with some Nightwing books and everything, and Detective Comics, The Night of the Monster Man, and it's really awesome what's going on with that. I don't have it in front of me because I'm actually driving, but the guy writing it, he's doing a great job. It's a pretty good stuff, and to be completely honest, I'm a little angry that a lot of Marvel books aren't so well written as the way DC's doing it right now. Same thing on the other side of Superman. You know, they just coming off of like Superman number 6. You just got done with the Eradicator coming back, which was really cool. That was a really good fight, and it was good to see him back. I don't know if you guys read my blog. I was a little irritated because at first I was like, man, you know, Eradicator's back. This is kind of an old, tired character. I was never really a fan back in the day, but I'm going to say this. After what had happened with that storyline, I mean, you know, I'm sorry, but I'm a believer. It came out great, and he did a really good job of everything in it. Same thing with Action Comics. Same time going on, you have like this cool thing going on where this new Clark Kent showed up. And I have not read Superman number 7, so I'm interested in seeing exactly how that's going to go. But it was exciting seeing that storyline kind of come to fruition. So I guess we're going to see where that's headed. On the other side, I've explained this in some of my recaps, but you know, Marvel Unlimited is such a great tool. And for the longest time, I was a subscriber to Uncanny X-Men for like years and years, and Amazing Spider-Man for a newer number of years. But I'm still, you know, a pretty big fan of Amazing Spider-Man, and I have a bunch of issues. And it was great being a print subscriber because you got the story early. And I mean, I know everybody says you should support your comic shops, and I agree with that, but I mean, it's tough to go to the comic shop whenever you're getting these ones that are mailed to you. But I have to tell you, I have just made a big decision in my life to cancel all print subscriptions to everything because I'm sorry, man, Marvel Unlimited is so great. I can go with, you know, not getting the story for 6 months. That's fine, especially whenever I can sit there and go back and read, you know, hundreds and thousands of comics. So I'm on a tear with titles. And you can follow my blog and kind of see what I'm reading right now with like Uncanny Avengers, all new X-Men, all different Avengers, Deadpool's, Old Man Logan, all new Wolverine. Some really great stuff. Uncanny X-Men and Amazing Spider-Man and Miles Morales Spider-Man. Tons of stuff, so check that out. But that's about all the time I got for this little blurb. I just wanted to come on and, you know, talk about some stuff that I've recently been looking into. So if you get a chance, why don't you go saunter over to my blog at nerdieskidyouknow.blogspot.com or nerdieskidyouknow.com. Or you can, even cooler, check out my YouTube channel, which has literal video reviews of every single comic book that I read, along with, you know, as much stuff as I can pack in there with the with everything else that I can read. So, you know, check it out. I think you'll be enjoying it. I think you'll like it. So, should be a good time. So, for the Nitties Kid You Know, I'm Sam Torito. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And we'll be back later. Thanks a lot. Take care.